Hey guys, I think this is going to work well to demonstrate how you're going to create surveys in your pretest. I'm going to show you two different things. I think your pretest you'll want to handle one way, and I think your survey you'll want to handle a different way. So uh, let me show you how to do it. All right, so let's go into Stat 1800. First thing you guys need to decide. Let me go back to that. You guys need to decide which one's going to be your control and which one's your experimental group. See, two of you have already. So Megan and Melissa, you guys are set. Danielle, as soon as you can, need to get an account set up. So let's click this. The way I would recommend you do a survey is I'd recommend you do that through StatCrunch. So if we click StatCrunch, that's the statistical software program that I use to teach 1800. So we'll go to StatCrunch website. And to start a survey, I guess you could go to My Surveys, so creating a new survey. And I'm just going to call this survey, I don't know, I'm going to call it MMD, Melissa, Megan, and Danielle. Let's keep it close for the time being. I don't think you want to allow multiple submissions from the same respondent, but if you do, that's fine. And I'll do a demo, just description demo. If you want to get warm and fuzzy here with your custom thank you message after submissions, go for it. And nothing wrong with that. And you can attach a photo. So I don't know if you do something with mathematics, you can see that it has some stuff that comes up. Let's do Rubik's Cube. Okay, and let's go submit. Now, once you get your survey started, the next thing you do want to add your questions. So to add questions, you just choose one of the formats to create your questions. So a multiple choice might be something like I love mathematics, and choose from common options. That's not what we want. So I would say strongly disagree, no opinion, or neutral. I don't know how that goes. Agree or strongly agree. And if you have another category, you can just click that button. Now, a column label, that's going to be at the very top, so I would probably do it something like feeling, which I've used before, and I would submit the question. All right. If you want something like a free response, what is your age? Then column label would be age, which again I've used before. So I would submit the question. So I don't know. There, again, you have fill in the blank that you could use. I don't know. So this you can only accept numeric input. Guys, I'm just going to cancel that because I think most of what you're going to do is either going to be multiple choice or free response. And if you want to play around with that fill in the blank stuff, you can. All right, so now if I go to surveys and I go to MMD, the first thing before I actually send it out for the students to do, I would have to go in and change the status. So I would need to change it open for responses and hit submit. And then it's time for them to submit the assignment. So or submit the survey. So if we go back to let's just get out of this and go back into StatCrunch and see what this is going to look like for them. So if I go to My Surveys and I go to MMD, I love mathematics, and I'm going to lie about my age. most of your people are going to be 18. I'm not 18. And submit the survey. Excuse me for coughing on you. All right, now there's a way that you can analyze the numbers. I forget exactly how that goes. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure this out. I think you go back to the survey. Shoot, guys, I should have been prepared. Let's go to my surveys. Go to MMD, and let's go to analyze. And when you do analyze, it's going to open that, and it'll tell you the answers. Now, something that I just thought about, what you guys need to do is let's change the status back to closed, and you'll want to come in and edit this. And I think what you would want to do first is do a free response and say, what is your student ID? All right, so submit the question. I think I would actually have that as the first question. I think I can go to View, Edit, to do that. Maybe not. Well, there's some way to analyze to edit that. But so anyway, the easiest way to do it is just when you're creating your survey, make sure this is your first question. All right, so that's probably the way you're going to want to handle this survey. If I'm going to do a test, what I'm probably going to do there is I'm going to go again back to the class, but I'm going to come down to Course Tools, and I want to go to Assignment Manager. And with Assignment Manager, I want to create an assignment. Now, one thing that's kind of okay. So let's just call this demo for you guys. Okay. One thing that's kind of strange about working with MyMathLab is you have to choose one question from the textbook. So what you may do is you may go into something up here, and you don't get into the stats stuff just yet, but maybe getting ready for statistics, and see if there's a question here that fits nicely into what you want to give as your pretest. And there's lots of stuff here. I can see that this one. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just open them up and start looking. So again, but you have to choose one question from the text. So what the annual sales of value is 53.3 for 2000. What does this mean? I don't know. Maybe that's something you want to add. Okay, this is decent. The TB, the number of years since 1970. What does T equals 16 mean in this situation? So we could hit add, and it's going to my home security is going crazy here. So I have that one question. Now what I can do is I can come over and create my own question. So I'm going to start with an empty template. I'm going to go next. I like to do the full screen, but you do whatever you want to do. Let's just do top to bottom, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Now, you may have an issue with Adobe Flash. If you do, you'll just have to get that taken care of. So I would call it MMD pretest Q1, and then I would say something to the effect, whatever what is the I don't know, square root. Use the equation editor. What is the square root of 81? All right. And then I would come down and do maybe multiple choice. So I would put something like 9, -9, plus or minus 9. So if you're, the purpose of this was to understand the difference between, a square root and a principal square root. That may be something. And of course, we all know that you would want to put whatever 81 squared is. I have no idea what that is, but pretend I do. Whatever 81 squared is, all right? So, and whatever the correct answer is, you come in and select it that way. So you're going to save and exit. So you've got the name. So let's go MMD, pretest question 1, and let's go OK. Now, when it comes time to get this to add it, you're going to have to show your other custom questions. And when you come down through here, those things are sometimes hard to find because I have a ton of questions that I've created. But for the most part, it should be in alphabetical order. So we can click that and we can add it. So we can see now that our first question is the one that we selected from the book. So it can meet the guidelines of MyMathLab. And the second question is the one that we just created. All right? Now, you're done. What do you do? Well, you go next, and you're going to set a date when it's available. So for you guys, I would probably set this classes begin on January 8th. So let's make it available on the 8th at maybe 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. And we need to have this thing submitted by no later than, say, maybe the 15th. Or actually, we probably need to, oh shoot, I'm in December. Probably need it before then. Probably need it submitted by at least maybe the 16th, depending on your timeline. So we can go ahead and get these people in their groups, and then they can maybe start their groups the second week. Or I can put the pressure on them and tell them that they have to have submitted by say midnight on the 14th. Let's not let the students work after the due date. That we can go in and make individual, allow for individual students if we need to. I don't know how you want to handle this, whether you want to limit, then guys, go ahead and save and assign. And once you save and assign, then it's going to show up as one of the assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't want to forget and cause complete madness for my students once they start. So guys, I think that's going to handle the two things that you're going to need: a survey or a pretest post-test that we create in my stat lab. So I hope this helps. I'm sure that you're going to run into situations, but if you do, don't hesitate to call me or send an email, and maybe we can work things out there. So guys, I'm looking forward to the study. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and get lots of cool stuff, and have time to kind of step back and enjoy family and friends. So guys, take care.